Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Sorry, we're late. Um, I don't know, did it work? Oh, goodness, did it work? I don't see it. Can you, yeah, can you hear us? Just put a comment or heart, something. Just want to make sure things work. Thank you, Audrey. Give us 1 second. Hang on. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. Hello, Rhonda. Hello. Give me 1 more second, y'all. Hope you guys got your tea, your coffee, your water, whatever you're drinking. Just trying to figure out this camera situation real quick. All right, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I apologize. Gonna get this together. It was working earlier. Uh, let's Um, as we're waiting for our guests to connect in, like I said, I had a couple of difficulties on that end, so my apologies. But I just want to say thank you so much, everybody, for all the love and support last week. Like it was just like crazy. Like I was so overwhelmed by the response, by um, the comments and the shares. Like you guys just truly, um, like I said, blew me away. So I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart and just appreciate all the love and support. We all have a story to share and tell, and you guys just, like I said, inspired me even more to continue on. And not only just me, but we have others to to share their stories too. So I want to, be a team player and we can do it all together, right? So like I said, thank you again. So, like I said, hopefully you all got your coffee, your tea. Last week we talked about low self-esteem, how I overcame low self-esteem in my walk, in my life. It's always been a struggle, but thanks be to God, He healed me, delivered me from that mindset. As I had spoke last week, it's a definitely a mindset to try to overcome. So if you didn't get to catch last week, for sure check it out. And it's on my page on my feed, so you can go back and listen to that. But tonight I wanted to share my platform with um, no other than Tashonda Brown, who is the founder of Plus Size Finds. And I'm going to show you the calendar here. I'm going to actually put the link in later so that you can order still. It's still available to order. And it's just not a calendar like it has like a planner in it. When you get pins, and it's amazing. Okay. It's worth every penny. Um, and not only is it worth every penny, but you're also supporting other different foundations. They definitely are a business that supports and gives out to the community. So, like I said, tonight, as we uh, get done, I will, like I said, put that link to order your calendars for plus size finds. But like I said, I wanted to share this platform tonight to just give her the opportunity to kind of share her struggles, her testimony, or her story in a sense, and just really be able to get a different woman's point of view. We all have our things, but um, we all have something we all can relate to. So, all right, let's see. Stream. Here we go, guys. I think she's on. There she is. There she is. Can you hear? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. It's a little echoey, but I can hear you.
Okay. I'm going to turn the sound up a
Mhm.
little bit. All right.
I'm sorry, I was trying to use my laptop, but for some reason it wasn't working, so I had to get on my phone to do it.
That's all good. We've got you on the television. And I'm loving to hear her. Yes, I had to come with the home all the way to that tip. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a little echoey, but I can hear you.
okay. I'm going to try to. I don't know what.
I'm sorry, I was trying to use my laptop, but for some reason it wasn't working, so I had to get on my phone to do it.
We've got okay. Hopefully that works. Okay. How's that sound? Is it better? Hopefully it's better. I can hear you. Can you hear me? You good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, all right. We're rolling. We're rolling. All right. Well, thank you again, Tashonda, for joining us tonight. Despite of all the difficulties, like I said, we all have stories to share and to tell. And I know I was definitely inspired to met you and have this amazing confidence. You were definitely boss leader, that's what I call you. She's like the boss leader of all bosses I know. So, like I said, I just wanted to give her the opportunity there to share her story and just inspire us as women. Because, like I said, we all have this story, we all struggle with the same things, we just don't know because we don't share. So, I'm going to give it over to her to tell us more.
Well, I want to first thank you for the opportunity for having me on. This is my first time actually being a special guest on a show or an open forum. So thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah,
It was a pleasure meeting you when we did Plus Size Fine. So
yeah,
um, I just want to tell a little bit about my story and how I found the plus size finder, where it came from, and also what we focus on as plus size women, or women that need encouragement, because I feel as though a lot of women don't know who they are and they settle for a counterfeit version of themselves.
Mhm.
And I could relate a lot to your story, particularly being that, I grew up in a Christian home, very sheltered.
Yeah.
Not that it was a bad sheltering, but
Right.
we're sheltered. Like, we can listen to Camel J, or we can watch
Right.
videos.
Most definitely.
We're always in church, and I'm not, knocking church or nothing like that, because, that's the very thing that saved me was being in church from a lot of things. So I'm never gonna knock the church or nothing like that. I'm still, active in my church and stuff like that. But I feel as though having that shelter around me um, hindered me from a lot of things as a young adult. So, um, we hear not to do this, not to do that, not to go here, not to go there. But when you're really there in the fire, or there in the situation, what are you going to do? Because mom and dad aren't there, or big sister, big brother aren't there for you. So, like I said, our stories were very similar, but I went down to Houston, Texas to go to school. So,
Mhm.
um, let me rewind just a little bit. So I've been bigger, or plus size, or whatever, since about the age of 8. I was always chunky, and I never had a boyfriend in high school or anything like that.
Oh,
And it was more of my sister that got the attention, and I was just her sister. That's what I was known for, as her sister. So, um, being in Minnesota and not having attention, and then going down to Houston and having all the attention, um, that kind of threw me for a monkey loop, because, like I said, being a young person, you hear, not to do this, not to do that. Um, you're beautiful, your dad tells you beautiful and everything like that. But once that desire from a man comes, or you want to hear a man say that to you, you might be placed into compromising positions. So, I would say, my journey has been a journey of strength. It's been a journey of defining who I really am, because um, being placed in a situation, you're not that type of person, or that you don't have that type of character. So once you get faced with it again, are you going to um, lean towards that type of character, or are you going to be yourself?
right.
And that's what I learned about myself, and how I developed my self esteem. I always knew that I was a pretty girl, but like you said, when a man says it to you, it's hitting those broken places. And I remember, like, if anybody was interested in me, okay, well, here's my number, and I didn't have any expectations or any standards of the person that I wanted. So, with a lot of, I wouldn't even say trial and error, just a lot of not knowing, and then knowing set me apart to um, really define who I am as a person, and to build myself up and build myself back up after heartache and pain and disappointments. And I honestly think that's how you gain your self esteem, from trial and error. If you have broken self esteem, or if you feel as though your self esteem was gone, I mean, it's always been there, but in order for you to build your self esteem up, like you said last week, you had to have some affirmations and you had to have some proclamations for yourself as well,
Yes.
you know, um, to let you know, I'm not XYZ, so I don't do XYZ. I don't go to XYZ, so why would I date somebody from XYZ? So I think a lot of trial and error and tribulations and testimonies will allow somebody that has uh, even depression or self esteem issues acknowledge what they are and also to grow from them. So
Yeah.
I would also like to add, this is what I was thinking about today, actually,
Mhm.
because I was watching a movie with my kids, and like I want to refer back to what I said. A lot of women don't know who they are, so they settle for anything. And if you don't know the power that you have inside of yourself and the wisdom also that you have inside of yourself, you'll fall for anything. And I think as women, we need to value our sound mind and value and declare the things that we want in our life and not just fall for the okey doke because we're a little older or a little heavier or um, a little bit of this or a little bit of that. It doesn't matter what you are. You know, if you know who you are, if you're firm in what you believe and your foundation, then I feel that you can overcome anything that this life can
Yeah.
uh, give to you. Or
Yeah.
um, I'm sorry, getting a little tongue tied because I'm a little nervous. So, girl, it's just coming to my head, and then like when I really think about it, I'm just like, let me stop. But you know, you have what you need inside of you. Those gifts. This is what I was gonna say. The gift that you have inside of you will build up the self-esteem or the depression that you might think that was lost. Like you said last week, everybody always told you that you had a beautiful smile, but you might have necessarily didn't believe it. So if you focus on, I do have a beautiful smile. I am beautiful. I am wonderfully made and stuff like that. That's how you build yourself up. And just like for me, I know I have a lot of gifts, and I don't want to compare myself to anybody or think that my gifts are lesser. But if you find your gifts and you tap into those gifts, I honestly believe they would diminish self doubt, insecurities, and also it would diminish a lot of self esteem that we have as women as well.
Right. No, that's so true.
Sorry
So
if I ran
that,
on.
you are so great. This is amazing. So, I have a question. So, and everybody, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I will pick them up. If you don't feel like sharing on the comments, you can also give me out. I'll be able to pick them up that way as well. But let's go back to like when you're talking about the whole church girl kind of experience. Um, did you feel like you were trapped in that before you relocated? Like, did you feel like this is the life? I mean, obviously, like you said, we both are still Christian, we still value our beliefs and know that it was for our good. But the way you were raised, that you didn't have a different side to it. Did you feel like you had to walk in that? Like,
Well, it's a little echoey, so I think I understood what you said. You said, um, did I feel like that held me back a little bit, like growing up in the church and, um, always being in the church and, having a Christian foundation? Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
yes,
Okay. Um, Honestly, in some aspects, yes. Being young and trying to do what I wanted to do, and I think that led to a lot of rebellion in my life, because I never experienced. And like I said, I thank God for the shelter and the life that my parents gave me. I'm not complaining about that, but I feel that it could be a hindrance at times because you're not really getting, well, me personally, I can't speak for everybody else. I didn't get a real sense of the real world when I left Minnesota and went down to Houston, Texas until I got there. So I feel as though in some aspects, yes, because I fell for the okie. I'm not gonna even lie, I fell for the okie doke a lot of times.
Mhm.
And I was always wondering like, why am I always falling for people's words and what they say to me? Or why am I so naive? I don't understand if somebody wants me to come over to watch a movie that they mean something else.
Right.
So, I think, like I said, I thank God for the shelter, but in the same breath, it hindered just a little bit. Not for, the actions. Well, yes, for the actions that I took because we were so engulfed in, church and everything like that. Don't do this, don't do that. But when the real world or real examples came up, well, what do I do? So I think that's where I was faced at, and that's where I had a lot of obstacles at because I was so naive when I left home. I hope that answered your
No,
question. Like I said, it's kind of echoey.
I know.
So
I'm trying to figure out why it is, but I don't know. The settings are on here, but hopefully it's not too bad now if I just slowly talk. No, that was perfect. Um, because like I said, a lot of times we have issues. Oh, we lost her. She'll get back on. Uh, but hang on. All right, try to get it back here. See what happened. But no, she was saying so much because I know a lot of us as uh, Christian women are just, that label church girl. We have those issues. Right. I think she is back on. There. Can you hear? Is it better?
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Okay, can you hear? Is it the echo? Hopefully.
It's still a little echoey. It's better than how it was, but it's
Okay.
still just a little bit of echo. Let me see if I can do it on my laptop because I am on
Your phone.
my phone holding it with my hand. So let me see if it'll work on my laptop. What I was originally on. 1 second here.
Good. No, we were, like I said, we were talking about what you said about church girls. We all always have that church label, we have a label with that unit. Sometimes hard to live outside of that or feel that you live outside that or embrace it. To be honest, it's going to be our topic next Monday or a couple weeks, I should say. But because I think it's something that we all kind of, like, I should, us church girls deal with. Once again, we don't regret growing up Christian with, in a Christian home, but like you said, we don't have those street smarts, and
Right. Yep.
for the
That's it.
lives.
That's it.
So, and that was going to be my next question. We haven't gotten to it yet, but like I said, y'all, you can put your questions down or give me the questions if you have any. But how did your reaction as far as when you moved to Houston, obviously living from Minnesota to Houston, how was that eye-opening for you? Like, how was your life different? Like, I'm not sure how old were you when you moved down to Houston?
Okay, I barely heard you. You said how. You said something about Houston and something about here.
Hold on, let me see if I can fix my sound again here. Let's set my sound to different.
1 second here. Let me see if I can get it on here. Hold on.
Okay, can you hear it better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just really echoey. So it's like
Let me see.
you have to go in the room, please. Go in the room. Let me see something.
No. How about you? Still echo? We're good. Hopefully that works a little bit better. Like I said, thank you guys for being patient with us tonight. I apologize.
Okay. Let me see if it works. Hopefully this works. If you want to repeat your question, I'll try to.
Okay. How did your point of view of life change when you located to Houston?
I'm sorry. Say it one more time. How did I what?
How did your life change when you relocated to Houston?
Oh, how did my life change when I relocated to Houston? I would say my life changed because it was literally me and God, and I've never experienced that before. I'll just say this. If I would have kept, I was still going to church and singing in choir and stuff like that, the school choir. But I remember thinking to myself in my dorm room, like, dang, I ain't even prayed in 3 months. Or, dang, I can't even bend my knee and say no prayer because all the mess I've been in. And I think when you feel as though you can't repent and go back to God, that's the time that you need to. And I believe that's what changed for me when I relocated, because it was just me. It wasn't because me and my sister were a year apart, so it wasn't just me and my sister, or me and my mom and my dad, or me and everybody in the house. It was just me. So what do I have in me that's causing me to make these decisions? Or what do I have in me that's making me be naive to situations I don't need to be in? Or um, being out drinking, or just making really bad decisions. And I know that that wasn't the path for me to go. And I believe that a lot of the prayers that were prayed for me saved me, because I was trying to do me and basically thought a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, up here, I wasn't nobody. But when I got down there, I was getting everybody's attention. Everybody, oh, she's cute. I want to date her. Oh, she ain't even from here. Let me date. And it's just like that was overwhelming to me. And it gave me validation because I never got it before. So, like you were saying before last week, it was talking to those broken places inside of me because I never, like I said, I never had a date in high school. I never, I went to prom, but I had asked one of my friend's cousins to take me to prom. Basically, I had to beg him to be my prom date. So yeah, I think that might have
No, no,
answer
that,
your question. If you want
no,
me to go into detail a little bit more, I can. But
no, because of
um,
and maybe I got to come a little closer to my mic that's on my computer, so maybe I'll echo. But I relocated obviously from South Dakota to Minnesota, and like I said, I didn't have any sports or anything of that nature, so I can and being a new kid, someone on the block and not having that attention and just being in a different atmosphere can definitely change your mind and your whole life experience, which you've been raised in and used to, I should say. You had mentioned also about finding those gifts inside of you. When did you discover your gifts? Did you hear that?
are you talking to me? I can barely hear you. Were you talking to me?
Yes. Can you hear me
It's very, very faint. Like
now?
it's kind of like a whisper.
Okay. Hear me now. Is that
It's a little better. I'm gonna have to.
okay? Um, you had talked about finding gifts inside of you. When
Mhm.
did you discover your gift?
When did I discover my gifts? That's what you said.
Yeah.
I would say I knew some of my gifts, but I didn't know the power that I had in the gift, if that makes sense. So um, I knew I could do makeup, but what is the significance of bringing beauty to somebody's life or speaking to someone that might have low self-esteem if you do their makeup? So um, I would say even with plus size fine, that's how that was formed because I knew I had the gift um, of I don't know how to say it. I don't want to say beauty, not for myself, but um, bringing forth beauty in somebody else's life that might be broken, if that makes sense. I know I have that gift, but what and how can I transform this gift for other women that might be struggling as I struggled as a bigger or heavyset woman? So that's how Plus Size Fine was formed because I wanted to let women know that we are beautiful, we are talented, we are loved, we are uh, uh, confident, but it all matters what you feel about yourself. Because even with this last campaign, I had a lot of uh, women that reached out to me and they're like, I want to do it so bad, but I don't have the confidence to do it. I was like, well, come on, bring whatever confidence you have and come on. It's about what you feel about yourself. I can't make you feel any better about yourself if I do your makeup and you wash it off a couple hours later. But what do you have inside yourself to make you feel worth your weight in gold or make you feel that you're bad and you know it? It's not me, it's all within you. So you have to tap into yourself. Like I said, tap into your um, gifts and callings. And like I said, a lot of people might have the gift of uh, do a makeup. But I know that my gift is different because my gift is going to minister to different people. The people that need it are going to be attracted to what I can offer. I just don't want to do anybody's makeup. I want to do somebody's makeup that I know is going to be healed from whatever they need to be healed from. Like you said last week, I didn't even know when I saw you that you were struggling with what you're struggling with. But I believe that's one of my missions and one of my purposes to um, tap into that area that we might lack or uh, where we might have low self-esteem or self-doubt about ourselves. I highly believe that about myself because I struggle with it so long. So I feel as though I can help somebody else out. I hope that answered your question.
Oh, it was perfect. No, that is true. Because like you said, we all have gifts, and it's just a matter of how we um how we discover them and what's the purpose of your gift. Like, just because you can do makeup, like you said, they can just wipe it off and keep it moving. But in that process, you can talk to them and share life and joy and speak that affirmation in the process
Yes.
that they're missing, to see and embrace their own beauty and know that they have a gift inside of them to live for. I think that's a lot of our struggle as women too. Just we have a lot to live for, but we don't believe it. Who else will? Um, and you had mentioned that about like finding your value, because you said you have a standard really of what kind of guy you were looking for, and just knowing your value in early life. So what advice could you give to some young ladies who are in that phase in their life, dating and trying to find a spouse, um, of setting standards and setting value for themselves?
Okay, I got to repeat what you said. You said, what advice can I give to someone that is possibly looking for a mate or to get, did you say get married or something?
Yeah.
Or what type of standards? Is that what you said? I'm sorry. Like I said, I
Hang
can
on. Let
barely
me
hear
I'm gonna
you.
try to type it. Let me see if I can type it and pick it up from there. Hang on.
I don't know if you have it on like two devices, but like I said, it's like echoing.
Nope, I don't have it on because that's why I'm like, I don't understand what that either. Maybe if you hear me better? Is it still echoey? Let me check. Is it better that way? No. All right. So I think it's my. Uh, can you see? Oh Lord, sorry you guys. I apologize. I thought this would work better than it did.
Setting standards. I would say, like I said, first and foremost, you need to know who you are so you don't fall into the trap and the snares of the enemy. Me personally, I didn't know who I was for a long time. And I believe that, like I said before, that caused me to make decisions and choices that I had no business making. So if you find yourself in a situation that you don't like, then that's a standard. If I don't like peanut butter and jelly, well, what don't I like about the peanut butter and jelly? So dissect in yourself what you don't like and mark that as a standard. If you don't like, I don't know, whatever, I don't know. But standards, I would say you have to know what you want for yourself and the foundation that you have laid for yourself and what you would tolerate and what you would accept in your life as well. And also not for you, but if you have children or if you're going to have children, that's going to be passed down to them as well. So um, I would say that, don't rush into things because when you rush, obviously you'll make mistakes. Um, you know, learn to love yourself first in order for somebody else to love you. You don't have to always um, be with anybody to be accepted because first you have to accept yourself. Date yourself, take yourself out, go to the movies by yourself, go to eat by yourself. I've done that several times and taken myself to the movies. You know, get something for yourself so you know that you're worthy and that you know about what you allow. Okay, there's another question. Tell us about your modeling journey. About my modeling journey. My modeling journey. I would say that I've done a little bit of modeling here and there. I didn't have anything printed until of myself until this last campaign of Worth My Weight in Gold. But it was always a passion of me to model. And like I said before, where Plus Size Fine came from was I wanted to see women that looked like me on a cover or something. I was tired of seeing the Instagram models and the women that had the same shape, you know, get all the attention. But what about us ladies with the fupas or the stretch marks on our arms and on our stomachs and the thighs that rub together? What about us? Where's our love at? So that's where, again, Plus Size Fine was birthed to pay full respect for the full-figured woman. And let me say this, shout out to our co-founder, Benita Wear Flowers. She is actually the one with the background with the modeling. She modeled for Forever 21 and a lot of campaigns. So I wanted to give it up to her as well. So shout out to y'all.
Yes, shout out to her. Shout out to her. She was amazing as well. I love her. She's got a new line of nails coming out as well. So hopefully I will be able to share the platform with you as well soon. But no, this is amazing. Like I said, anybody, if you have questions, you can put it in the comments. Um,
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
I was just saying, if they have comments, they can put it in the or questions, they can put it in the comments.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? I know I was a little long-winded, but I would love if you have questions. I don't know why this didn't work.
Any questions?
Okay. How do you maintain your self-esteem being a mom and a businesswoman? That's a good question. How do I maintain my self-esteem being a mom and businesswoman? I would say knowing when to be able to tap into the things that need my focus as of then and there. So, and I'm not saying I neglect my kids by no means, but sometimes the business needs more focus, and sometimes I need to let the business go for a little bit and focus on my family and my children and my household. So I would say just knowing that balance and when to know when to pick one up and let one go. But they're always a juggling act, if that makes sense. So um, knowing when to let the focus and the shine be on the business, but still have enough confidence to allow for the other things in the background to play out, if that makes sense.
Sorry, I wanted to hear myself. I didn't want any echoes. But we got a couple more questions. I know that's amazing. That helps me as a mom. And I mean, just being a single mom, it's hard to like juggle everything and not put too much focus on everybody, but save enough for yourself and still reach yourself. So that was amazing. Um,
I'm sorry, hold on, let me see. How did I get encouraged to do the plus size find project? I think I touched on that, but I can touch on it a little bit more. Back in 2017, I wanted to do something. I wanted to have a photo shoot, and I wanted to showcase plus size women, but I didn't know how I wanted to do it. So, and I just felt that I needed to do it. Like I wanted to have the women be showcased in a way that we've never been showcased before. So I was, going back in my mind, like, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? And I linked up with one of the local photographers and videographers here, and we put together uh, the concept at the time was like a housewife, like the Atlanta Housewives. Like you never see a plus size housewife on there. Why is that? Or a plus size woman on a lot of these shows. There's a few, but at the time there wasn't any mainstream plus size women on TV like that. So I wanted to showcase us in a way that we have never been showcased before. So that's where the campaign worth my, I'm sorry, when she's bad and she knows it came from, and then also the video as well. So I hope that answers your question.
no, that was great. Thank you to the viewer that asked that question. And one more. I'm gonna.
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you. Let me see. I think
There's,
it's easier
there's
if we
one
just
more.
communicate
Yeah, I got you.
through the chat. Oh, that's a good one. How did you become so honest with yourself and have a sober mentality in life? I would say trial and error, knowing what I like and what I don't like. Being put in situations that I know I didn't have any business being in, or knowing I'm not supposed to be drinking. Like that, that ain't me. So why am I doing it? Or why am I forcing myself to drink? Or why am I forcing a relationship that I know I don't need to be in? So if you just be honest with yourself in yourself, I think that's where it starts with. Because we can always sugarcoat our thoughts and sugarcoat what we do or allow it or accept it. But I think if you know that you don't like something, or if you know that you weren't raised a certain way, then that's where it starts with accepting yourself and being honest with yourself. Oh no, my. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry, my phone is on 1%. I don't want to lose you. 1 second. I need
No, that
I need my charger, please. My charger, please. I'm sorry.
hopefully y'all can hear me and I'm not too echoey. But that was amazing. Uh, I think we definitely have to take the first step in being honest with ourselves. Um, in which, if I piggyback off of that question, um, when do you separate honesty as far as, I mean, obviously, you have to address the reality of things versus the tearing down. So, how do you separate the two? She can hear me.
Okay, that's a good question. How do I separate? Oh, sorry, y'all, I'm out of breath. Whew. How do you separate the being honest with yourself and self-criticism? I separate it honestly from what I allow, what thoughts I allow myself to entertain. So I know that I'm a plus size woman, obviously, but I don't have to entertain, well, my arms are so big I can't even fit a shirt, or um, my thighs rubbing, and I got stretch marks all over myself. I think that's self criticism and self hate. But if you see yourself, yes, I'm a plus size woman, but I can work on my arms. Let me get some. I was trying to do this last week. Let me get some dumbbells because my arms got a little big. Let me get some dumbbells and start doing some arm ups or some whatever you call it, whatever. Um, and also loving yourself, looking in the mirror and actually loving yourself. Because it took me a long time to actually look in the mirror at myself. I always passed the mirror. I mean, I'll look in the mirror when I would do my makeup or do my hair, but I wouldn't look at myself. So I think that's a difference as well. If you look at yourself and love yourself and affirm yourself and accept yourself, and yes, you can change yourself, but I believe that's how I separate the two, and not having a pity party for myself as well. Are there any more questions? Okay. How do I How do you overcome people's opinions? Wow, that's a good one, and that's what I'm honestly still working on that. I would even say with doing this last campaign, uh, I was a little nervous to have my thighs out. I would say that honestly, and I didn't know how people would really take that, like having my real legs out. Like I've never done that before, and I just had to get to a place where the naysayers don't matter. If I'm supposed to be doing something, I know that I'm supposed to be doing this or I'm called to do this, that their opinion will never matter if I'm feeling the things that I have to do in my life. So I would say developing that thick skin. You have to have thick skin um, in order to be strong and be an asset for yourself. Because people are always going to talk. People are always going to have something to say, if you like it or not. So I'd rather give people something to talk about than not have them talk at all. So, any more questions? Okay. Tell us about your business. Okay. Well, I actually own two businesses. One is called The Brown Effect. I am a licensed cosmetologist, so I do hair, makeup, and I'm a cosmetologist, excuse me. I've been licensed since 2003. So that's one form of the business. And then the other the other aspect, as you know, is Plus Size Fine, and that's the modeling agency and the image consulting part of it. So we help women, as you know, with photo shoots, and we want to help with, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Help with, do seminars to help with esteem and um, build people up in that form as well. So there's many facets to Plus Size Fine, not just the calendar or um, pretty plus size women on taking pictures, but it's more of getting in depth with helping a woman succeed, I should say. So y'all coming with the questions tonight. Okay. Do I do any mentoring? No, not at the moment, but I would love to. I mean, if anybody would like some mentoring from me, um, I would love to mentor anybody, if it's from a business aspect or if you need personal advice or I don't know. Like I said, a lot of the I came across a lot of women, and um, when we did the auditions, I was kind of not that I was sad that a lot of the women that inboxed me that they didn't show up, but I was really surprised how many women wanted to do it, but were so scared and so bound that they couldn't do it. Bound in themselves, and like Elizabeth was saying last week, that she just went ahead and did it. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to have that confidence in yourself. Even though you might not think that you have that confidence, it's in there. You just got to find it. Pretty much in a nutshell. And that's with anything in life. It's there. You just have to find your power and present your power back to yourself. Any more questions?
All right. Well, I don't see any more questions, but I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your story tonight with us. Like I said, I've been inspired since day one anyway. I really know the depths of it all. Um, and like I said, just even from a businesswoman's point of view as well, it's been amazing to hear from you.
Okay,
Um,
I could barely hear you, but
okay.
all I heard was thank you. So I appreciate you for doing this. I appreciate you for having me on and, um, you know, opening up things in myself that have been locked away for so long and find the freedom to actually talk about it because at first I wasn't about to because I am a really private person, but I know that my story is meant to help somebody. Like yours, like I told you last week, your story is meant to help somebody. So um, I thank you for that, and I thank you for having me on. And this was a great experience. I'm proud of you, and keep going on what you're doing, and God is with you every step of the way. You're welcome. Anytime. Anytime. All right. Well, thank you. Y'all have a good night. And just to let you know, if you are interested in plus size fine, we are doing a 2021 campaign. We are gearing back up, and we will always be looking for models. So if you are interested, you can either inbox me or you can inbox my co-founder, Benita Ware Flowers, for further information. Peace and blessings to everybody. Holla.
Well, thank you again, Ms. Shonda, and thank you all for tuning in tonight. I appreciate everything she shared. Like I said, you can follow her on social media uh, and DM her for any plus size questions. I will put all that information in the comments here later so that you all stay connected with the next project that's coming out for them. Um, I hope you all were inspired and just really encouraged by um, just overcoming your self-esteem and just knowing you have the power to overcome it, to see yourself in a newer and better place. Um, like I said, we will next week is my son's birthday. I'm going to take next Monday off, so, but stay with me. We're going to come back the following Monday and we will talk about that church girl. Like, um, what is a church girl and what does that mean? And, just get into all the tea. So you'll see my notifications and flyers moving out. And like I said, I thank you all so much for your love and support. On tonight. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties. Um, it will be better next time, I promise. All right. So peace and blessings to you all. Love you, and we will talk to you soon.